Another sign? A moving bus? Whoa, what's going on this week? Welcome to Midsomerrailway N-Scale. I'm your host, Greg. Thank you for joining me. So this week we have another sign, except with a difference. This one's an electronic sign. In the last episode you saw that I'd built a sign. This time, instead of just making static, I have put a 0.98 OLED display using the same basic system as last time, connected to a spare Arduino Uno, and I'll put the program up shortly and you will see that it works. And again, it's proof of concept before I can finally finish it off. I have to admit I do struggle with programming Arduinos. I can modify them, but to actually program them from scratch is really difficult for me, and I'm not very good at it. So this is a modified program, but finally we've got the sign up and in place, and we can always change the script file later on. The Tomytec moving bus system, N-Scale. As you can see, the track, quite nice track. It's very flaky. Well, it is here in Australia. The reason being is the weather temperature makes it quite flexible. And one day the bus system will work, next day it doesn't. I've been fighting this for quite a long time. The other thing I've been fighting is getting some of the track. Yes, I've got a fairly large size track and now a second track. The first track is still under construction. I nicked a few pieces to get this small track working to prove that this solution will work, because I've tried many things to get this moving bus system working and reliable. So finally I found that by gluing with hot glue and balsa wood at the back of the track, I've stopped the track from flexing. So therefore when it's getting hot or cold, it doesn't flex as much or very little, and therefore it's kept the reliability up. So, proof of concept. It's been running for a couple of days now. You can see one bus running here. There's a couple of little joints, but that's only because I had an issue with that Y joint, and in this version I hadn't put anything underneath it, as in glued anything underneath it. So I got all the rest of the track working except for that one little spot around that Y piece. And as you can see, it's moving along, which means now I can finish off all the scenery everywhere around the bus track, knowing that this is going to work. Finally, after so long and trying to get the track, it's been sometimes had to wait one stage over 2 years to buy any track. Finally I've got a little bit more track, and I've got probably another couple of pieces coming for it. So as you can see, the bus is travelling nicely around the track. And yes, it's got to have a few more touches, but basically I have proved that the balsa wood actually stops the track from flexing, and it's made it reliable. I think this must be the 4th or 5th run over a few days, and it's really great to have it running finally. Now this bit here, yes, it's not working. I am waiting for a piece to come, so that's sitting at an angle between the two railway tracks. So yes, it is a bit bumpy and not working and at the wrong angle, and all the rest of it. That will be finished off once the new pieces come. So here you see the final version of it. So I've changed the motor and the base of it and put a double-decker London bus on top, which ultimately I want is as it's a a UK layout. And what's a British layout without a moving bus system? And yes, I am in Australia, not the UK. So it's nicely moving around, even with the extra weight on top of the chassis. So I've still got 2 joints to go to actually finish it and finally get it 100%. The 2 joints are the Y piece and the piece at the end near the railway line. Yes, you can see it's stopping a little bit. Sometimes you get a little bit on the track, it skids. There'll be more coming, but that Y piece needs more underneath it. At that stage, again, I hadn't put any balsa wood underneath it and glued it. So this was before I recorded the other piece. So I was still working on getting all the bits and pieces going. As we pass the station, we can now finish off the station. And finally, we get to the end and we have a roundabout. This piece is raised up, and so therefore there's a kink in the track, and one level is higher than the other. And it struggles to go round. Although it will go round, it does struggle because it's on about 3 or 4 different angles. And as you can see, I will be pointing in a second, and this piece here, which the bus is travelling over, where my finger is too big. So I have a new piece coming. And hopefully we will solve the issue. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of the electronic sign using an Arduino Uno and getting the moving bus finally working. Yes, the Tomytec moving bus end scarf finally working. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and a little bell. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. You won't get bombarded with mail or anything else. It will simply just let you know when the next video is. So before I go, there'll be a video somewhere in one of the corners. And thank you for everyone who views, whether you're a subscriber or just a viewer. I do appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I do really appreciate everyone who watches. So until next week, keep those model trains on the rails, and bye for now.